Very good. Very nice. Yes, rivers. Rivers flow perennially, spontaneously, okay? And it breaks from the mountain, breaks out from the mountain and goes to the ocean, river. Roadside slopes. Roadside slopes are made to restrain the speeding cars and vehicles. Moving trains. Moving trains are seen by the people, a crowd. Okay, let us come to the point. As I have already taught you so many times, so I am going to read it fast. And if you feel any kind of difficulty, you must raise your hand or you ask me that you didn't understand there. I shall stop and I shall try to make you understand. There was a girl named Balia Mai, who was called Valli for short. She was 8 years old and very curious about things. Her favorite pastime was standing in front of the doorway, her house, watching what was happening in the street outside. Yes, there were no playmates of her own age on her street, and this was about all she had to do. But for Valli, standing at the front door was every bit as enjoyable as any of the elaborate games other children played. Watching the street gave her many new, unusual experiences. She had been learning new things just watching the people in the street coming and going and making fun and fuss. The most fascinating thing, the most alluring, the most captivating thing was that, yes, thing of all, that the bus that traveled between her village and nearest town. It passed through her street each hour, once going to the town and once coming back. The sight of the bus filled each time with a new set of passengers was a source of unending joy for Valli. Day after day, she watched the bus, and gradually a teeny wish crept into her head and grew there. I had told you yesterday that a wish also grows with the age of the person, with the time of the day. She wanted to ride on that bus, even if just once. This wish became stronger and stronger until it was an overwhelming desire. Yes, the wish got translated into desire, overwhelming desire, a persisting one that can't be resisted. A persisting desire that can't be resisted. So, Valli would stare wistfully at the wistfully means curiously at the people, inquisitively, yes, at the people who got on or off the bus when it stopped at the street corner. Their faces would kindle in her longings also the desires. To inculcate the desires, to evoke the desires in the heart of Valli, just seeing the person's dreams and hopes. I had told you that longings, dreams, and hopes do not die in a person. It remains just growing up and up. If one of her friends happened to ride the bus and tried to describe the sights of the town to her, Valli would be too jealous to listen and would shout in English, proud, proud. Neither she nor her friends really understood the meaning of the word, but they used it often as a slang expression of disapproval. Yes, you have understood it. Over many days and months, Valli listened carefully to conversations between her neighbors and people who regularly use the bus, and she also asked a few discreet questions here and there. Every time she had been inquiring about the journey that she was determined to make. This was, she picked up various small details about the bus journey. The town was 6 miles from her village. The fare was 30 paise one way, which is almost nothing to at all. She heard one well dressed man say, But to Valli, who scarcely saw that much money from one month to the next, it seemed a fortune. The trip to the town took 45 minutes. On reaching town, if she stayed in her seat and paid another 30 paise, she would return home on the same bus. This meant that she could take the 1 o'clock afternoon bus, reach the stop at 1:45, and be back home by about 2:45. This is the plan she had just woven. She has woven. She has made. वीव ओव ओवन, वो यही प्लान वो बुनी है, तैयार की है. She has prepared. On and on went her thoughts as she calculated and recalculated, planned and replanned. Yes, her thoughts had been hovering in her mind. So first part got finished. Very good. Now come to the second part. Well, one fine spring day, the afternoon bus was just on the point of leaving the village and turning into the main highway when the small voice was heard shouting, "Stop the bus, stop the bus," and the tiny hand was raised commandingly that to stop the bus. The the bus slowed down to a crawl, and the conductor, sticking his head out of the door, said, "Hurry then. Tell whoever it is to come quickly. It is me," shouted Valli. "I am the one who has to get on." But now the bus had come to a stop, and conductor said, "Oh, really? You don't say so." The conductor said that don't say so, that she was to ride the bus. "Yes, I simply have to go to town," said Valli, still standing outside the bus. She was behaving like a grown up person, and she talked like a grown up, like an adult one, to the conductor. "And there is my money." She showed the money. 8-year-old girl, she had been trying to board the bus, and the conductor was not ready to accept her. But when she showed the money, yes, she showed him some coins. "Okay, okay, but first you must get on the bus." And all the communication had been getting done when she was standing outside the bus over the pavement, and the conductor had been inside the bus. Said the conductor, and he stretched out the hand to help her up. "Never mind," she said, "I can get on by myself, and you don't have to help me." The conductor was jolly short, fond of joking. "Oh, please don't be angry with me, my fine madam," he said. He also started joking with her. "Here, have a seat right up there in front." And he nodded. He just signaled just to have the seat. Everybody moved aside. "Please make way for madam." Yes, the conductor started telling to all the passengers that to make room for her, the madam has come. It was the slack time of day, and there were only 6 or 7 passengers on the bus. They were all looking at Valli and laughing with the conductor. Valli was overcome with the shyness, avoiding everybody's eyes. She walked quickly to an empty seat and sat down. Yes, everyone had been staring at her, and so she just escaped the glances of the people who had been staring at her, and she went and slid into a seat and sat over there. "May we start now, madam?" the conductor asked, smiling. Yes. Then he blew his whistle twice, and the bus moved forward with a roar. It was a new bus, its outside painted gleaming. Okay, Satyam finally has come. All right. It was a new bus, its outside painted gleaming white with some green stripes along the side. Inside the overhead, bars shone like silver. Okay, bars of the bus just to hold the there. Yes, it was of silver. It was shining white. Directly in front of Wally, above the windshield, there was a beautiful clock. There at the windshield, there was a beautiful clock. The seats were soft and luxurious. Wally devoured everything with her eyes. Devoured means nigalna. Okay. So through the eyes, she had been devouring all the scenes and the scenarios, what was happening right in front of her. Yes. But when she started to look outside, she found her view cut off by the canvas blind that covered the lower part of her window. Yes, her window was covered with something, and yes, and so outside was not getting viewed. So she stood up on the seat and peered out the blind. Yes, well, blind, it was just covered, so it was getting called blind, and so she stood over the seat just to have a look outside. The bus was now going along the bank of a canal. The road was very narrow. Yes, the road was very narrow. On the on one side there was the canal, and beyond it palm trees, grassland, distant mountains, and blue sky. All these were the scenery. Okay. On the other side was a deep ditch, and then acres and acres of green fields, green, as far as the eye could see. Everywhere there had been the greenery, the field had been there, and the grasses and the crops had could have been there. Oh, it was all so wonderful. Suddenly she was startled by a voice, and she had got absorbed in the scenes when all of a sudden she heard a voice, and she got startled. चौंक गई. Listen, child, said the voice. You shouldn't stand like that. Sit down. Sitting down, she looked to see who had spoken. Yes, it was an elderly man who had honestly been concerned for her, but she was annoyed by his intense attention. Okay, there is nobody here who is a child, she said haughtily. She said that there was no child there, so child should not be said to her, and she shouldn't be asked to sit down, because she was not getting viewed. She was not viewing outside. So I have paid my 30 paise like everyone else, she said. Yes, that she had paid the money like everyone, and she has the right to look outside. The conductor chimed in. Okay. Oh, sir, but this is a very grown up madam. She is a very grown up madam. बहुत बड़ी मैडम है ये तो. Do you think a mere girl could pay her own fare and travel to the city all alone? So now he has posed the question to the travelers, to the passengers, that would you believe that a girl of 8 would pay her own fare and would go to the town all alone? Is it possible? So not possible. So she is 8 years old. She is a very grown madam. Bully shot an angry glance at the conductor and said, I am not a madam. Please remember that. And you are not yet given me my ticket. And she reminded him that she hadn't been given the ticket. I will remember, the conductor said, mimicking her tone. That he said that he would remember that she had already paid instead of giving her the ticket. Everyone laughed, and gradually Valli too joined in the laughter. Valli was not short of the sense of humor. When everybody laughed, she also laughed. Okay.